Hey everyone, welcome back to Hexes and Horrors. It is currently November 9th. I took a little break from YouTube throughout the month of October because it was really busy, and I'm sure everyone had a pretty busy month. I hope you had an amazing October and an even more incredible Halloween. And now that it's over, sadly, we're heading into the holiday season. If you check out my last video, I did a little recap of October and what I did throughout the month, which wasn't really that crazy. But if you're interested to see my October recap, you can check out my last video. And now we're, as I said, heading into the holiday season, and I'm going to be doing a few different videos on different places to visit on the East Coast, Eastern Pennsylvania specifically, and a few other places where there are a lot of Christmas activities and kind of little Christmas towns and cities to visit. Keep your eyes peeled for those other videos, which will be coming, and this one, as you could tell by the title, is December in Salem, Massachusetts. So a lot of people tend to visit Salem in October and during the fall for haunted happenings, but it's of course a great place to visit any time of year. They also do a holiday happenings, which is for the month of December and then into January up until New Year's. Last year for 2023 was the first time that I had visited Salem in December. I visited, I believe, the first weekend of December. And I got to do a lot of things that I had always wanted to do that only happen during the month of December. So that was really fun. I'm going to tell you about some of them in this video and give you a list of things that you might want to do if you're visiting during the holiday season. So like I said, Salem is a great place to visit year-round. I actually encourage people to visit during the spring or summer rather than going during October just because it's so crowded, even though that is a really fun time, especially for people who love fall and Halloween. But if you love the holidays and you love Christmas, December is another amazing time to visit where there's a ton happening and you get all those holiday feels, but still some spooky vibes because, as you know, if you've been there, Salem is spooky year-round. So in December, they have a lot of events happening for Christmas, Creepmas, Hexmas, whatever it is that you celebrate. There's something for everyone. And I'm going to start with one of the things I had been wanting to do that I got to do last year, and that is the Christmas Carol Trolley. It's put on by the Salem Trolley and Gallows Hill Theater, and it is essentially a reenactment of Charles Dickens' famous tale, A Christmas Carol. The tour departs from Timeless Treasures, which is on Wharf Street. That's where the reenactment begins. Then everyone loads onto the trolley, and it's not a trolley tour. It's really just a trolley ride from the wharf over to Gallows Hill Theater, but along the way, there is a reenactment of A Christmas Carol happening on the trolley. They do make a few stops along the way and pick up some different characters from the story who come on and act out their part. And then once you get to Gallows Hill Theater, you go downstairs and they continue the reenactment there. It was a lot of fun. Who doesn't love A Christmas Carol? I personally am a big fan of Scrooged, if you've ever seen that. But, same story essentially. So if you like A Christmas Carol, if you like Christmas in general, that is a really fun activity to do. It is family friendly. So that Christmas Carol trolley is only run throughout the month of December and not every day. They do it on weekends and a few weeknights as well. I did just look at the calendar and they're actually sold out for almost all of the weekends in December. There are some Sundays left and one Saturday on December 21st. But there are also a lot of weekdays left, which is good. So if you're visiting in December, check the calendar, see if there's still tickets, and I highly recommend taking that trolley experience. While we're on the topic of trolleys, of course, you can always take the regular Salem trolley and get a tour around Salem. And then there's also the Catch the Gingerbread Man trolley. That is in partnership with The Good Witch, and it actually begins in her shop at The Good Witch. It starts with a story time of the Gingerbread Man. This is obviously a kid-friendly event. It's happening on December 8th of 2024 this year. And after that story time, it's an interactive story time at the Good Witch. Then everyone loads onto the trolley and you're trying to catch the gingerbread man around Salem. So I haven't taken the tour. I know that Erin has Witch by Weekend with her son. So she probably has some better information. I think she has a reel on it on her Instagram. But it looks like a lot of fun for kids, and you're kind of just trying to find that gingerbread man throughout Salem. So it's like a little a little scavenger hunt of sorts. So those are two different trolley tours that you can take for the holiday season. Next up, we have Christmas in Salem, the historic house tour, which is put on by Historic Salem Incorporated every year. Proceeds of those tickets go to support the preservation mission of Historic Salem Incorporated. I've been waiting to do this tour for a long time, and like the Christmas Carol trolley, I finally got the opportunity last year. However, this event only happens on one weekend in December, so it is not something that's recurring throughout the month. Last year, they had it on the first weekend of December. That is what I planned my trip around, so I made sure that I was there for that historic house tour, and I was so happy to be able to do it. It was incredible. I love historic homes. I love history. I love historic districts. I love seeing old Victorian colonial houses. I don't know why. It's just something about them is very cozy. I'm very into the Victorian era, so it all reminds me of that and kind of wraps together. That tour was really great. It was raining the whole weekend, but there were still lines down the street and around the corners to get into each of the houses. So, what they do for that tour is they choose different houses in historic districts in Salem. I mean, the whole town is pretty much a giant historic town, but you have Chestnut Street, you have Winter Street, Pickman Ave, you have all these different streets that are full of historic homes all throughout town. And so every year they choose several different houses to put on the tour, and each of those homes are decorated and decked out for the holidays. If you have tickets, you are able to enter the homes and walk through them and see the decorations. There are also people there giving you a little bit of history on the house. So it was amazing. I know a lot of you would like it as well. Some of them do traditional Christmas decorations, and then a lot also take kind of a spooky route and do kind of like a Victorian ghost vibe, something like that. You can see in some of the photos that I'm putting over here, some of them go more of a spooky route. So it's really fun to see. If it's something you're interested in, if you like history, if you like looking at house decorations, if you love historic homes, and you want to visit in December, then try to plan your trip around Christmas in Salem. Next up is a restaurant simply for their decor and their holiday cocktails, and that is Turner's Seafood. Turner's decorates so well for Christmas. I mean, a lot of the restaurants there decorate very well for Halloween and for Christmas, but Turner's just has such a cozy atmosphere. They have a fireplace in there. It's just really homey and cozy feeling. They really go all out decorating for the holidays. They have those little moving dolls in the windows. It's really cute. And they have some very tasty holiday cocktails. Last year I got some kind of peppermint martini situation. I don't know, but it was in it was in a glass with a crushed candy cane rim. It was just so pretty. If you like craft cocktails or themed cocktails, you can get some there. I know a lot of places, restaurants and bars will also have some really fun decorations and themed drinks like Rockefeller's or Village Tavern on Essex Street. But I feel like Turner's just has a top tier atmosphere. Moving on to another restaurant that is just as cozy is the Tavern at the Hawthorne Hotel. The Tavern is, I would say, equally as cozy. I think it's even a little cozier than Turner's because it's more like I don't know, it just feels like you're in someone's living room almost or dining room. They also have a giant fireplace in there, themed cocktails, very, very cozy. And especially if you're staying at the Hawthorne Hotel or close by, it's such a perfect place to grab a cocktail at night or grab dinner and then just walk your way back home. So that is the Tavern at the Hawthorne Hotel. And then, of course, we have the Hawthorne Hotel itself, which is worth seeing anytime you visit. But like a lot of places, they decorate and kind of go all out for the holidays. So it's fun to just walk into their lobby and see what kind of decorations they have in there. They always have a giant Christmas tree, a couple Christmas trees, and it's a beautiful hotel. So I suggest just walking through the lobby, go in, walk around, take a look around, and then head back out again, or you can stay and get something to drink or eat at the tavern. Next up, which is right next to the Hawthorne Hotel, we have the Salem Common, which is worth visiting in any season, like so many of these places, except for the ones that are only there in December. The Salem Common is always decorated. It's decorated for Halloween. Everyone knows the iconic orange lights that were left there from Hubie Halloween's filming, and those unfortunately come down for Christmas season. but there are still lights wrapped around the poles. It's still decorated for the holidays. There's garlands. There is a Christmas tree in the, I'm going to call it a gazebo, but it probably has another name. That's kind of not in the center of the common, but a little bit off to the left if you're walking in from the Hawthorne Hotel. So that's really nice to walk through at night. It's beautiful, it's peaceful, it's usually pretty quiet. It's definitely nowhere near as crowded as October. So, like I said, more peaceful, more quiet, perfect for a little holiday stroll. And I just love that area because at night or at dusk, you can see all the lights from the different businesses nearby. Salem Witch Museum is always lit up and they always have a giant wreath and again, garland and lights. Midnight Fatties is next door. They also have some holiday decorations. Perfect place to take a little nighttime walk if it's not too cold. And if you're really lucky, snow in the Salem Common, out of this world. I have not seen snow in Salem in person. I'm hoping to one day, but a lot of people post pictures of it and it is just gorgeous with the holiday decorations, the lights peeking through. Beautiful. Okay, another thing to check out if you're there in December is the holiday window decorating contest. So a bunch of the shops in Salem participate in holiday decorating for their windows. They do elaborate window displays for the holidays. A lot of them do it for Halloween as well. Some notable ones are Nocturne and Witch City Wicks. They always have really cute holiday displays. So that is something really fun to see if it has already happened while you're there and the windows have already been decorated. I like to just look at shop window displays anyway, so you can just take a little walk around downtown and look at the different windows, or you can just hit up the shops that are participating in the contest and see what they came up with. Next, we have a couple different holiday markets. There are a lot of holiday markets that happen in Salem. I'm only going to mention a couple, but if you're interested, you can check online, check Destination Salem, and see what kind of markets they're offering for while you're there. So first up, we have the Salem Arts Association Holiday Artists Market. That is held in the Old Town Hall, and it only has one date, which is actually November 30th this year, not in December. So it's Saturday, November 30th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the Old Town Hall, full of different vendors, artisans, craftspeople. You can get your Christmas shopping done. You can get unique, cool handmade gifts for your loved ones. And then if you're a little more dark-hearted, and if you want something a little more Creepmas, Hexmas forward, there is the Grave Tidings Haunted Holiday Market put on by Witch City Wicks. That is being held from December 7th to the 8th from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. And it is also at the Old Town Hall. I tried to attend that one last year and I had missed it because I just simply wasn't paying attention and forgot that it was happening while I was there. I was really bummed to have missed it because they had an incredible Krampus there to take photos with, a really, really well done costume. Whoever that Krampus was, it was great. So I wish I had made that market, but it looked really cool. So if you're there, I definitely recommend going and checking it out. Moving on to some tours or a tour. We have the Daniels House. If you have not taken a tour at the Daniels House, you have to, especially if you like historic homes and you like history. So the Daniels House runs different tours throughout the year. There's a folklore tour for the holidays. Last year, they did a couple different holiday themed tours. All of their tours really go over the history of the Daniels House, which is the oldest bed and breakfast in Salem and the oldest bed and breakfast in the United States, from what I remember. They talk about witch trials history, what life was like in the 1600s, why people believed in witches and demons and spirits so much. One of their tour guides, I think his name is VJ. I had him twice for 2 tours that I took. He's absolutely incredible, super knowledgeable about the house and the history. So if you have a chance to take a tour with him or with any of their other tour guides, it is going to be so good. I've heard nothing but positive reviews from people who have taken tours at the Daniels House. I did look online to see what Christmas tours they were having this year, and there was nothing posted on their website. So I'm not sure if they are not holding those tours again or if they just haven't released information on them yet. If there is any kind of update and they do post about those tours, I will probably post about it over on my Instagram in my stories. So if you don't already follow me there, you can head over to Instagram. It's the same handle at Hexes and Horrors. But I didn't see anything for 2024, which I hope they do it again because it was a really great tour. They also were part of the Christmas in Salem Holiday House Tour last year. which means they probably will not be doing it again this year. But it was very cool to see the house decorated for the holidays. And lastly, for this video, we have what I probably should have put first at the beginning of the video is Santa's arrival and the holiday tree lighting. So Santa arrives every year in Salem at the Hawthorne Hotel. There's fire trucks, firefighters. He literally comes down from the roof on a ladder. It looks so cool to experience. I can't even imagine if you're a kid watching that. Like how cool must that be? So you have Santa's arrival at the Hawthorne Hotel, and then that's followed by a procession. They kind of make their way through town down to the Samantha statue, the bewitched statue, where they join Santa, the mayor of Salem. Santa's not the mayor, the Santa and the mayor, and carolers from History Alive to light the tree. Participants are encouraged to bring homemade lanterns. So if you have like a battery operated candle or lantern, you bring that with you for the procession. And then you watch the holiday tree lighting with carolers. It sounds so magical. I'm sure it is. You get to watch the holiday tree in Salem being lit. What could be better than that? If I were there for that, I would need a hot cocoa in my hands. That is my roundup of things to do in December in Salem. I know there are plenty more things to do. There's always a ton of events happening in Salem, regardless of what season it is. So definitely check online for your specific dates if you are visiting and see what's happening on the days that you're going to be there. Of course, you have all the regular museums and attractions that are open year-round. Do check the hours, which are sometimes different in the winter season, definitely different from fall. These are just some of the things that I have done or would like to do that I think would be really fun if you're visiting during the holiday season. And I always recommend just walking around and taking everything in, kind of people watching, just taking a little stroll. I know it'll be cold in December, but probably not that cold because it's freaking pretty warm out the past 2 months. Like, I don't know what's going on, but I've been in a t-shirt. I was in a t-shirt on Halloween. So weather will probably be fairly decent. Definitely take a walk around, just look at everything, look at the lights, people watch, enjoy yourself, just take a little stroll. Also definitely check out Chestnut Street, which I didn't mention. They don't really do crazy decorations for the holidays, but again, if you love historic homes, you definitely want to check out Chestnut Street and a lot of the houses around the Salem Common. You know, they'll be decorated, they'll probably have some garlands, some lights. It won't be anything super crazy, but the houses themselves are really beautiful. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's been a while, like I said, since I have been over here on YouTube. So if you took the time to watch this, and especially if you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching any of it if you did. Again, if you want to watch my October recap, check out my last video and keep your eyes peeled for some more videos on things to do for the holiday season on the East Coast and Eastern Pennsylvania specifically. I can't wait to see what other people are doing for this holiday season in 2024. A lot of people have already posted decorate with me videos. People are doing Vlogmas, lots of different things happening. So I can't wait to see what everyone else is up to. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.